Help Heal Humanity is an internationally registered charity mindfully designed to provide the world's most vulnerable communities with access to education, food, support, and love. We build the infrastructure, develop the programming, and foster the global connections necessary to support the charity and future of the people in our project countries. Through unconditional giving, Help Heal Humanity achieves its mission to inspire and love those in need in a compassionate and sustainable way. Our vision is to make conscious giving a widespread global practice through kindness and servitude. Get involved now and be part of our Help Heal Humanity family.
Hello, lady.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I just realized my microphone isn't plugged in.
Oops.
Justin just love it. I'm like, oh, brother. And I've been up so early. Anyways, but modern technology, modern technology doesn't help up here sometimes.
Well, sometimes it's moderate, and then sometimes it's just like myself.
Exactly.
Like, okay, I'm the one that kind of messed up.
And the funny thing is, today is National 3D Day.
Oh, okay, we're getting right into the day. Okay, let's do this.
No, but it's also Memory Day. So it's like, and here's me forgetting to plug in my microphone.
So you did the total opposite. Okay.
So anyways, how are you doing, Miss Barbara, this morning?
As always, every Tuesday when we come together, I always do. I'm just wonderful. It's just like a wonderful, wonderful day because I just like, doing and being what we do. And, I was going to say before you get, because I know you have some goodies for us real quickly, but I just wanted to say that all last week, because it was my birthday last Wednesday.
Right. Yes.
And all last week, I turned what they told me. Some people say, "Oh, you're 2 nickels." I'm like, "What?" They said, "You're 2 nickels," because I'm 55. And I said, "Okay." So then my pastor came that Sunday, and she said, 5 means grace. The number 5 is grace. So you're great. You haven't grace 2 times instead of this.
I'll take that one.
And I said, you know what? I'll take that better than the 2 nickels.
And today's one of those days where I need an extra dose of grace.
So I'm gonna give you, my friend, the queen, some more grace.
And you know what? And I will receive it. Just sometimes it's just those little things.
Yeah.
That it's like, how did I forget to plug in my microphone?
And I know you were sitting all this time just waiting and stuff, and you're like, oops.
Exactly. Sitting here, just waiting, just kind of, sitting in the green room and just waiting to come on and trying to get rid of my green halo on my hair. It just wouldn't work. So I've got a green halo on my hair.
You're not as noticeable.
I don't know if you can see it, but I. So we love.
Maybe you know what? Maybe that's because St. Patty's was Friday, so
Exactly. Okay, I'll take that.
Okay.
I'll take that. And on Friday, I forgot to wear green, and I am a third Irish.
Oh wow!
Totally forgot to wear green.
Shame on you.
Shame on me. And it was just so funny. It was just funny, but it just kind of like, oh well. Them's the berries. But anyways, so today so I'm not giving you a history lesson today. This is modern. No history lesson for you today.
Okay.
But this is modern because it's National 3D Day. And but one of the things why is it called 3D Day?
Yeah. That's what I want.
I'll make you think. Oh, that was going to be my question for you today. Why is it 3D Day?
3D Day. Now this is okay. You said it's not a history thing.
Nope, this is not a history thing. Nope, this is a current thing that they celebrate. This is National 3D Day. So what is it?
Wow.
What do you think?
I don't know. I just keep thinking about movies.
Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly.
Is
3D.
It going towards that?
Yeah, exactly. It is 3D Day but it is the 3rd day of the 3rd week of the 3rd month.
Oh,
3rd day, Monday,
day.
Tuesday, Wednesday of the 3rd week of the 3rd month. Okay. I thought that was just.
Oh, wait a minute! Whoa! Wait. So you said the 3rd day. So wait a minute. Are they starting from
Wednesday? Sunday? So this is Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Wednesday is the 3rd day of the week.
Okay, so that's tomorrow then. Okay.
Right. So yes. So tomorrow is the 3rd day of the week. No, Tuesday. No, Tuesday is the 3rd day of the week because my day starts on what I'm thinking. That's the business week. The real week starts on Sunday. So it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Okay, so they're starting Sunday. Gotcha.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's the first day of the week. It's Sunday. Anyway, so it's the 3rd day of the 3rd week of the 3rd month. Wow. So they celebrate it as 3D Day. And I just thought, and so why do you think? I know it's movies and stuff like that, but where do you think it started?
See, now you really got me.
And it's so simple,
most of the time it is, Barbara. Most of the time it's a simple thing, and I'm sitting there like, I don't know, what is it?
We just don't think about it. The thing is, how many eyes do we have?
How many?
Eyes.
2.
How many physical eyes do we have? We have 2 eyes.
2.
Well, our eyes do not see just straight ahead. They see it slightly different perspectives. That's why we can see in 3D. Because what goes into our eyes in 3 dimension goes into our brain and comes out so we can see 3D. Well, that's how they started doing 3D things like movies and pictures, and now you can get everything in 3D practically. I mean, you can get 3D printers that print out things in 3D.
Yeah.
Wow. But it was all based in our eyes.
In our
God
eyes.
gave us our eyes to see in 3 dimension.
Wow. Now that's deep. I mean, this conversation can go to a whole nother level when you talk about stuff like that. Wow.
Never even thought about it.
And I didn't even know that. Like you said, when you're looking, you're not looking straight ahead. You're
not looking straight ahead. You're looking. I didn't know that. When you are focusing on anything, you will see it in 3 dimension. You might not recognize it as 3 dimension, but you are.
Wow.
So it was like, oh wow. And the 3rd day of the 3rd month of the 3rd day of the 3rd of the 3rd. I just thought it was like, oh right, never even thought about it. Who came up with who thinks of those?
Well, that's the thing that you just said something that's always made me curious. Somebody's always sitting back somewhere thinking of these type of things. I mean, exactly. I'm like, either they got a lot of time or there's just a genius upon genius upon genius, because it's like, how do they get to this kind of stuff? 3D day. I would never,
3D day. The thing is, though, so this is my life lesson of this for this moment.
I like the lessons.
If you have a thought, or if you have lived through something, if you have survived something, that's why you have to tell people. You have to get your message out there, and which I know you have heard from me before, but that's why it's so important. This has blessed my day to hear about, why? Yeah, we have 3D. Would never have thought about it. So when you can share your message, your zone of genius, which you absolutely take for granted. So I'm talking to you, somebody out there. You're taking your gift for granted. Oh, well, who's going to want to know about that? Well, guess what? There are people out there that are interested. Not only are they interested, they need to hear it. And if you don't put it out there, then somebody is missing it. And so that's truly my life lesson. Get it out there.
Yeah.
And you might stumble around at first. Hey, I look back on some of my first videos and go, oh, brother, how did I put that out?
Yeah. But I know the feeling.
You have to start. Just start.
Yeah.
So just start.
The wisdom of Barbara. I love you. I love you when you I'm telling you, that's why I love Tuesdays. Because I'm always taking some wisdom or knowledge or something. And just to go on that note, just like you said, just like we learned today, I always tell people, you're forever learning, no matter what. And you can always get some. Look at what you got out of the 3D day. Just because of that, how you pull what you pulled out of to let people know. Just get it out there. Just tell your genius. Just tell your expertise. People needs to hear that, and then people know what you know, what I know, because I keep telling people I have my own lane. Well, I mean, I'm in my own lane, but then I don't know everything. Barbara, you teach me things that I don't know, and hopefully, I teach you things that you don't know. And our wonderful queen that's going, our guest, Mary, she knows some things that we might not know that we're going to learn. So, always have the open ear to learning. That's what I always tell people. Yes. Right.
And that is why it is so important. And which brings us to our second day and brain health, is one of my passions.
Yeah.
Because brain health has been critical in my journey myself, because I have 5 generations of dementia and memory loss in my family. So that's something that I have been studying for 15 years.
Wow.
Anyways, so today is National Memory Day. And the sad fact of that is that 1 out of 6 people right now is already experiencing, from the age of 35, some little episodes of memory loss, brain fog. Oh, I'm just foggy brained. How often have people? Oh, I'm just fuzzy. That is brain health. The thing is, now there's an answer for it. And they've been scientifically proven, and they are called nootropics. It's a whole array of supplements that your brain can use to restore your cognitive ability, because your brain has three most people think that their brain is just, that their memory is just to remember past things. And yes, it does do that, but its three main functions are to acquire information, learn, where the learning comes in. That's why it's so important to learn. Then retain that information, and then be able to retrieve the information. And when we start to get when we're our little they're called they're little like tubes in our brain. When they get clogged, that's when you start getting little holes in your brain. And so that's why you start forgetting things. Well, these nootropics clear out those little tubes.
Oh, okay.
So if you are, brain health is absolutely scientifically proven to be able to reverse. However, there are charlatans out there who are playing on people's, that they're playing on their heart, because they're starting to lose their memory. Find a reputable company. Find the ones that are elite. Find the ones that have therapeutic doses of these nootropics.
Oh, that's good.
Plug, I have one. So if you're looking for it, let me know.
I knew it was. I was like, get right into the plug, because you gotta let people know. Yes,
we have to know. And you might decide, you might not decide to do it. That's your choice. However, I believe that everybody deserves to know that there is an option out there. And that's why it's so important to get your message out there, no matter what it is. I'm so excited about Mary coming on. She's the CEO of A Perfect Silhouette. Well, guess what? I've bought something from her because I want a perfect silhouette. When you can get your message out there, that's why it's so important to do that. Doesn't matter what it is. Mine happens to be brain health and wellness. Yeah. Yours is social media. Get your message out there. So anyway, so that's my life lesson for today, and my shameless plug.
See, I love how you just smoothly put that in there. That's what I'm talking about. The other thing I do is visibility. And I tell people, always make yourself visible for what you do, what's your expertise, and who you are, period. Yeah. So you did example that I always tell people, Barbara. So thank you. Yeah. See, that sometimes you just have to show it.
and it doesn't have to be salesy.
No.
Just tell people what you do.
I don't know about that.
It's up to them what they do with the information.
Yeah.
It's up to them.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't like is the sales. That's why sometimes I get nervous with sales. Well, I used to. I'm getting better, because I always think about that salesperson from the car dealership. Oh,
exactly.
Yeah. As soon as I get to the dealership, I want to turn right back around, Barbara, and be like, "Nope, I'm gone."
Right. But now I weed them out. The ones that are genuinely concerned about something that, like with me, I don't even think I met Mary at my little local restaurant. And I can't even remember how we started talking about our silhouette, but I'm grateful that we did. So I was like, I need to talk to you. And
I'm looking at my silhouette. I need much help with that. So
I need help.
So
and Mary was wonderful. So I must sing her praises.
Well, you know what? We are going to bring on Miss Mary. And you gave a little bit introduction. So just what else did you learn about this wonderful queen?
Woman of faith. A biggie on mine, and just cares about women to be confident. And so often how we look, in our feminine features, lots of times impacts. Wasn't that nicely said? Feminine features.
See, you're doing awesome. You like throwing it out there.
Just our feminine features of giving us more confidence to be, because those of us that are a slightly larger endowment, it's a little harder sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and it matters. Like you said, the whole thing matters to make you feel, like you said, more confident and don't feel, different or awkward.
Yep.
Love it. So we're going to bring on this queen, but we will be right back right after our sponsor has their little say. Here we go.
When you do nothing, nothing happens. Best time to take action is now. This is the time to work on you and your business. So I've created a group, an online academy for professionals and entrepreneurs. Power Partners will help you to start helping yourself.
Helped me change my life and my business.
Not a Toastmasters, it's not a BNI, it's not any of these, but it is. So it's all this stuff in one place.
Get the results that you deserve right now. So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen. See you in Power Partners.
And we are back. Time to shine. Happiness show with the BBs, Barbara Beckley, Barbara Ellison, and our wonderful queen, our guest, Mary. And we want to just make sure that if you're just chiming in, you are on the Time to Shine Happiness show, that what we always make happiness to be the norm and not the abnormal. So welcome, Mary Queen. Oh, I like your background already. Look at you.
That's the studio.
Yeah.
That's the studio.
That is nice.
Well, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
So
this is an
Mary.
honor.
Yeah, that's Mary's studio.
That's nice. Yes.
And it was so fun to go. It was like, oh, wow, look at all this. So whole bunches of other things, jewelry and all sorts of stuff. And
okay.
But getting our feminine features to be more feminine and more featured.
It's just we like confidence.
Because it's all about confidence. And so that's what Mary talks about. That's what she speaks about. And so Mary, tell us a little bit more about you and how you came into it and all that kind of stuff.
Let's say I fell into it because it was purely selfish. I was tired of not finding what I needed for me. Just tired. From underwear to bras to clothing, they'd have big old bold flowers, or because I started my business, I'm on my 14th year. So fashion has changed a little bit, but it was just dated. It was ugly. And I'm like, I can't be the only person in the world who's voluptuous. Go figure. I can't. So I decided to just do it. But I did it, as Lisa Nichols would say, I did it knees knocking. My sister came by my store, my first store, and I still had the brown paper on the window. And my sister had been in retail for years. She says, "Why aren't you open?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't have enough stuff in my store." So Barbara, I'm piggybacking on something you said earlier about share your gift. If you don't share it, who's going to see it? Who's going to know it? Who are you going to help? So my sister said to me and said, just take the paper off the window. Just open up and see what's going to happen. So I did it sweating, not knowing what I'm going to be doing here. I knew what I had been training myself to do, but I didn't know how facing forward would it be received, because I hadn't seen this before. I didn't follow anyone's footsteps. I just had been watching, and I had a career in information technology for over 20 to 45 years. So I knew how to speak and how to pull things together, but this was the feminine side of me. Are they ready for it? Was I ready for it? So my sister, Elizabeth May, she made me just open the doors, and I'm glad. I'm very glad. I'm very glad I did. Now I'll talk forever until you tell me stop.
Oh, first of all, I'm loving the whole story. And Barbara, when we hear people's stories, it's powerful. I love how your sister said, just do it. And you're like, just do it. And you did it. And see, look at this is where you are now. Amazing.
And 14 years later, when and that's like with you and I when we started this show, let's just do it. And now it's 3 years later that we're still here.
Yeah. Still,
yeah. Just do it, people. Just do it.
Just taking that next step. And I like how Mary said that, she didn't even, she's like, okay, this is a different territory for me. I mean, I've been doing this, I'm a professional in this area, but this, I'm still learning. And I like how you said, Mary, that, it's like you paved the way, like you were the trailblazer, and when I think about it. Because you said you didn't really have nothing to reach to say, okay, how do you really do what I'm doing? But you put it together and you just said, I'm just going to, follow the lead of what I'm thinking, what I'm believing in, and believing in women confident regarding, like you said, their body. I mean, I love it. I mean, I need to get to your shop quick because I need help in all that area. I really do.
I got you, girl. I got you.
And I'm going to brag on Mary for a little bit. I mean, she was so patient with me. I'm like, oh, I don't like that. No, oh, this doesn't, And it was like, oh, and then finally it was like, ooh, this is the one. And ordered 2 of them. I'm so excited because it's just, and now I'm going to go back to look at some other things. But that's the thing that's why it's so important to get your message out there.
Yeah. Because I was just thinking, because I always had problems with, with, like you said, what was you saying, Barbara? I like the word that you said about
your feminine features.
Your feminine features, as you say. And I would go to store after store. Well, first of all, most of the stores, they're not going to help you because it's like department stores. You got to go in and then you're going through all this and nothing's fitting right. You're getting frustrated.
And they're not trained. They're not trained
to do it. And they'll say, this is what they'll say. Oh, it's over there, aisle 3, down the road in the women's section. That's what
here's a better one. Oh, I don't think we have that size.
Oh.
Hit a nerve. Been there.
I walk out married to my car. I'm like,
I know. Now, how's your self-esteem after that? You're broken. You're embarrassed, and you're even ashamed. But why do you feel those 3 things when it's your unique body type?
Yes.
No one should walk away feeling lesser. No one should. We are divinely created. Divinely created. Now you just need to find your perfect fit. And it all works together for your psychology. It keeps your spirit high and you stepping really good because you feel good. When the mirror image that you see projects your own self-love. So who wouldn't want to see that? Right. So walking into a department store should not deplete you. Should not.
And I have to say, after Mary, when we found the one that was just real, I said, ooh, I feel perky. I feel perky, and it really did impact how, like even just standing there in her little area, it was like, ooh, I like this. And when you can say, I like this, oh, that impacts everything.
It is.
Because we cannot go anywhere without us. Yeah. I mean, we can go to parties, we can go to church, we can go to shopping, but we have to take us with us. And how we feel about us, our inner being, impacts how we do everything.
Yeah. And it really does. It really, really does. My pastor, John Birch, he always tells us, there's joy and there's happiness. Happiness sometimes can be taken away. But if you really build the joy of who you are and how you feel and you're accepting yourself, you own it. You're not going to steal my joy, because my joy is really, I'm in this. And now the other stuff may kind of filter around me. But if I can be okay with this here old girl right here, I can make some things happen. I can make them happen. And that's what I didn't realize my business was going to go in that path. I knew in my heart what I wanted to do. I wanted to make a difference. Yes. But I didn't realize that women were going to come to me and really be transformed. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that there was so much broken inside that just the feeding and the sewing into them about how they can feel and showing them, girl, you're okay in this, how they could walk out smiling and their hearts are open and really, I'm sorry, I said open. Let's walk in, I had 5 been in business with 2 weeks. She walks in.
Okay, she's low.
Whoop, you broke up, Mary, a little bit.
How's that?
That's better. Yeah.
A lady walked into my store 2 weeks. I had probably been open. Her husband brought her in, wanted to buy her lingerie.
Oh.
She's freaking out. I take her to the back room, give her old pep talk. Girl, he's paying. I got cute stuff for you. She didn't like her body. She had a tummy. Ooh.
We all have a tummy.
Yeah.
Do you think he cares? Do you think he cares? He loves you.
Oh.
She's separating this from this.
Mm.
She totally separated it. But once we talked and she showed him, he's like, "Oh, baby, you're beautiful." I said, "See? And girl, and it's red. You're all good."
So Queen Mary, so do you do just not the, the bras and stuff? Do you do like the lingerie and clothes too, or just you do all of that?
I help women feel good in whatever they want to wear.
Yeah.
I help you select your clothing for your body type. I help you to choose different undergarments. And I'll even help you to just, sometimes you don't know how to put I call it your face on.
Yeah.
I even give you some tips with colors that may work for you.
Ooh, okay.
So yeah, so if I can get your inside to be stellar, everything you put on it, it's gonna look so much better. And now we go into colors and the clothing. Oh girl, rock the house. Rock the house.
I like that. Rock the house. I love it. I love it. See, yeah, that's what I need. I told myself, I said, like you said, I love what you said, Mary, about, when you feel comfortable in you, and you have to feel comfortable in you, then you can start loving you first off loving you, and then you can love others. And that's where I feel like sometimes the disconnect happens with people is when you don't love you, when you don't feel comfortable, when you don't feel confident, when you just stand and say, hey, I'm in this body and I love this because it's part of me. You can't separate it. Like Barbara said, there is no separation. This is you. So you got to love all of you inside and out. And when you get to that point, then it's easier to love people and really understand other people. And Mary, you're a big part of that, what you're doing for people. I mean, that's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah, a lot of people need that.
Right, because so often, they always say that hurting people hurt others.
Yes.
So when we can get in touch with that inner child, well, it's the inner, like that's part of what I do. I work with the inner child. What part of your inner child is still hurt?
Mm-hmm.
And lots of times it's from the time that you were a kid.
Oh yeah,
7 or 8. You can recall it, and you might not recall the actual. And yet, so many people do. But you recall how you felt. And that's exactly what Mary said. That woman knew that she had separated how she feels from what was actually real, and she was putting her feelings onto her husband. Yeah. And that's what happens so often. We put our feelings, project them out, and of course they hit our loved ones.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, where did that come from? I don't feel that way.
Or I wasn't feeling that way towards you. So now there's, like you said, there's that
but now there's a disconnect. Yeah. Even more so, it impacts our marriages, it impacts our businesses, everything. Because you can't do life on your own. You have to do it with people.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and a lot of stuff, like you was talking about, what you think about yourself, and then you go back, because like me, I always talk my story about one of my stories about being bullied when I was younger for 9 years. I mean, kids would tell me I was the ugliest person in the world. I was fat like a pig, all this kind of stuff. So you get, that thinking, it got in there, Mary. And then you're growing up, you're getting older, you're working through all this. And then you finally maybe think, okay, I'm trying to get myself together, not really think about that. And then something else hits, somebody says something, somebody looks at you a different way, and all that starts to rush back in your head. And you're like, oh no, I thought I got rid of that. So you're battling that sometime in your mind. Your mind, is right there to say, wait a minute, remember when they said about this about you? And all of a sudden you look in the mirror, you're like, yeah, maybe, yeah, you're right. You're right. And now that's self-sabotage now, because now you're thinking about those thoughts. So I like how you go to Mary and, you're feeling whatever. And she's showing you, no, this is a whole nother world now, Barbara. I can see this now. Whole nother world. And I'm going to help you in this world because you are beautiful. Yes.
Yeah. And
that's the secret sauce.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so it was just, and I was so glad that Mary, I don't even remember how we started talking. It was in our little local restaurant, and
over breakfast.
over breakfast. But you know what? God means for us to meet the people we're supposed to meet.
Yes, definitely.
Amen.
Yeah, we really are. And so there was 3 of us, and we were all, we were talking about having a shop. You had a shop your shop in DeKalb. And she was telling us about what kind of shop it was. And Sherry and I looked at each other and said, boy, we need that. And it was like, oh, well, what's your name? And give me your phone number. And I was there, 2 days later. And
wow.
It was, yeah. But you know what? There's the right person to fill. But I just commend Mary for filling a need, seeing a need, seeing the need.
Yeah.
And I think that comes back to our life lesson of the first part of this show. Yeah. If you have a gift, lots of times, if you have that gift, there's a need for it from somewhere else out there. So when you can share your gift, it will spark, oh, gee, I need that.
Yes.
And lots of times we don't know what we don't know until someone else tells us something that we don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Ooh, we can do that. That's possible. And now you're off and running because, that's possible. You mean it's possible to feel good about my feminine features?
Yes.
Yes. And see, what I like about Mary is not just a shop. See, this is way beyond the shop that Mary has. This is like she said, this is transformational, that you're helping others get from one extreme to, I don't look right, I don't feel right, I don't have the confidence, I'm not standing strong in myself, to after they go to Mary's shop and she's basically ministering. You're ministering to people. We put it in that way. We all are faith-based women. And then from that point, over the bridge, I feel confident. I feel good about myself. I'm loving myself. I love how I look now. Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much. And it's like, wow. I didn't know. I was like, this is not even a shop no more. This is a life-changing experience.
And then the ripples are felt in all of our environments.
Yes.
Because when you feel good, it ripples out into the people around you. And it's all the
desire.
So,
that is the desire.
Wow, that's power pack.
Yeah.
That's power pack, Mary. Yes. Wonderful.
It's really, it helps me. It helps me to be able to express and to share, to make people understand that, evil's there. It's around us. Yeah, it is. But you got a choice what you let in. You got a choice. So if I can get you seeing things in prettier colors and the world's a little brighter today because you feel good today, well, maybe you won't snap tonight. I mean, if we can just pour something in there that mellows things out a little bit, or someone walks by you and gives you a compliment. Oh, girl, you look nice. Oh, I do? Now, there you go. That's like it just goes. I've always had the gift of gab. I've always been able to speak to anybody. And I always ask the Lord, what do I do with this? What do I do with this mouthpiece I got here? And just through the process, I can speak on so many different things and so many different levels. And I never knew that I had the gift that I could I almost call it interpret. I can speak to people no matter who they are or how they come at me, and they get it. I don't know why, but I've always believed in meeting people where they are. Just where they are. Nothing preconceived. I'm not trying to make you something else. Just where you are. And I think if we did that more in society, oh wow, what a better place we'd be.
Oh, please say that again, Mary. You are so that needs to be repeated.
That's all. If we could just try it. And that's all I try to do. That's all I try to do.
Yeah. And to just, like the premise of this show is to make happiness the norm rather than the exception. And that comes from, but part of that is how we feel within us. And so often society and labels and stuff try to beat us down. But when we can find even one little shred of, ooh, yeah, this is me, and we can get it out there, it's going to impact, like we've already said, it's going to impact the world around us.
Well, yeah, and then you draw people to you that's in that positive manner. I mean, look at Mary. Like she said, she had no problem using that wonderful mouthpiece she has to people. And see how she talked to you and your friend Barbara and probably many other people down the road. And now look at where everybody's at just because of just opening up and saying, this is what I do. Plus, I care. See, that's another thing. The caring part is there. And that's what's very important. We need to, right now, like you said, in this world, Mary, we need to, society alone, I keep saying this, and Barbara, I've been saying this a long time now for this year. Love is the key right now. We need to put that out there. That needs to happen, period. You know, people say, well, love and what? I said, love. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, well, love and do what? I love each other, have compassion, have empathy, understand. Be kind. Yes, be kind.
Be kind. Speak softly.
Yeah.
It starts with loving yourself, though. That's what we came back to. Hurting people hurt people. So love yourself first.
Yeah. And it's kind of sad that I had explained to them what love was. That was like a whole nother story and a whole nother conversation of itself. But I was like, wow. I mean, that just showed me right there that there's something missing. And I'm just going back to Mary and what she's doing. You know, that's just like, okay, here we go with the seed. Mary has a seed. It's growing. It's growing every person that comes in her shop because she's putting that seed in them to let them know how beautiful they are no matter what. And and I can help you with this. There's no problem here. We can do this. Yeah.
And that's really it. There really is no problem. We can't help that society has painted an image of this is what a perfect person should look like. There's no problem. You are perfect in who you are. It don't matter what size you are, the box you're in. You're okay with who you are. Get away from the rhetoric and the stereotypical things and images that we see because we don't fit in the image. Does that make you not a good person or not human?
Or less than a person? Or less than a person?
Duh. I don't know. No, it doesn't. Be okay in the skin you're in.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
That's my tag. I help women to be okay in the skin they're in. You know, you got to be all right with this. You got to be all right with this. And that's what I help women do, just to recognize it.
Right. And that's the key, is to give them a way to recognize it.
Yeah.
Because so often number one, the devil tries to make us believe that we're the only ones that feel this way.
Separation.
Keep us separation. Exactly. And you shouldn't feel that way. Well, why not? I want to look at my best. It says in the Bible that Jesus came that we might have life and have it in abundance and enjoy our life. Well, part of that is feeling at our best. Feeling at our best.
So true. Yes.
So yeah. And we deserve that.
Well, Well, before we have to sign off, which I hate because I'm loving this conversation with Queen Mary, and this is amazing. But I want to ask you, Mary, the one thing you mentioned, just going back in the conversation, which I would like for you to expound on a little bit before we sign off, is when you said this a choice. You have to make people have to make that choice too. So can you expound a little bit on that? Because I feel like that's very important.
Every day you open your eyes, you make a choice to either get out of bed or you're going to lay there and be sad. Simple choices. Do you go right down this street or you go left down this street? Choices. Choices are things we don't get away from. It's life. We make a choice. You can be happy, you can be sad. It's really kind of simple, but it's not. Because what happens when you don't feel like you can make the right choice? What happens when you feel that you are not worthy? What happens when you feel no one cares? Those are pivot points in life, because depending on whether you're right or left with that feeling, many things can happen. So when it comes down to choices, being grounded, know who you are. And let me cap this, know whose you are. Because see, my faith strengthens me. That's my faith. I draw from the well of goodness from my faith. Now, for those who have no faith, I'm sorry. Let me give you some of mine because I got enough of it. But it's awesome to be able to, when you're choosing, the emotion needs to be pushed aside, and it needs to be a choice that is direction, that is going to be for your good. It's always got to be for your good, not destructive, but for your good. Now, I probably took you deeper because that's Sermon 101. Sorry. But choices can lead you up a hill or down the valley. That's the choice. But when it comes to, I'll be specific in the work that I'm doing and where I'm taking people, I'm taking you through a metamorphosis. Where you came in today, I want to take you one step higher and 1 mile further than when you showed up at me, because I want to deposit, because I got enough gab and enough goodness I do believe to share. So let me drop that on you, so when you take it, you can water yourself over and over again. You can go and be beat up every day, every single day. But man, if you can come here and I could crack a joke or make you smile or have you not think about the troubles you would, and then you go and you feel better, man, I done my stuff. And it's just that simple. I just want to pour out a little bit of goodness. That's all.
Yeah. And that's what it's all about. Like I said, you throwing them seeds out there, Mary. You doing it. Like you said, if some people say, I don't have that faith, I like how you said, well, I got enough for you and I. I love it.
I can post some on you.
Oh, wow. See, Barbara, you did it again. You brought another wonderful queen to the stage here, to our wonderful show.
And I'm going to make you jealous. She's 5 minutes away from my house.
Okay, see now, we were going really good, Barbara. We were really doing well. And then you threw that out there. Really,
but girl, I'll travel. Barbara, don't worry, I'll travel.
We'll meet halfway. We're gonna meet. I'm gonna go there. You don't know, Barbara. Don't do that. Oh no! I know I gotta get in my car now.
Yeah, girl, it's not a problem. I travel. I'm gonna be in Rockford tomorrow, so I've got a wonderful podcast tomorrow. So I'm very, very thankful. God is doing some good stuff for me, and I'm very grateful. Yeah. I'm very grateful.
Well, definitely. Please, Mary, let them know how they can contact you, lady, so they can get to your shop, get to you, because you're amazing.
Oh, you're sweet. I try to be a little bit, pepper myself a little everywhere. You can find me on Facebook at A Perfect Silhouette. You can find me on LinkedIn at A Perfect Silhouette. And guess what the name of my website is? A Perfect Silhouette.
Make it
you can, you can on Instagram, A Perfect Silhouette. But on TikTok, I chose to do something kind of funny. I'm TT Mary.
Oh.
I'm
TT Mary. I
yes,
love
I'm
it.
TETEE Mary.
Amazing.
So yes, and the phone number here at my store is 815-596-0866.
Got it. Wonderful.
That's my world.
Wow. And we love being in your world today and continuously, especially that since Barbara lives 5 minutes, 5 minutes away. But anyway, I'm not going to go there.
I had to throw that in, Barbara.
That's kind of like, like, okay. But anyway, love everyone.
I like to do face forwarding things too. I do have an event coming up if someone wants to meet me. Yeah, I've got an event coming up. It's going to be in Sycamore. You can check my website. It's going to be on April 22nd. Go to my website. You can read a little bit about it, which is aperfectsilhouette.com. I'd love to see you. Get a chance to meet me. We can talk, set some appointments up, pour out a little bit of my faith on you if you need it, but come on out.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. And I'll make sure that when we post the caption, because for this show, that's in there. So I want to make sure we put that in there for you. So I'll definitely make sure you do that.
And Mary, Barb lives in Wisconsin. You might have to take a trip to Wisconsin.
Oh, twice a month. I'm yours.
Oh, look at that. Well, I was about to say, I'll meet you halfway. I don't care. Like you said, I drive too. And if I need to get there, I'm
going to do a shameless plug for Mary. Barb, put together a party of women who you are in the same boat that you are. And have Mary come.
We'll do a trunk show.
Do a trunk show.
See, already see how I love that's what I'm talking about. That's what I like. Love the connection. Women we need to do that more. See, I'm gonna get on my soapbox. See, you got me getting on my soapbox. You know what I am about. I love about that. So yes, definitely.
Community.
Yes.
Community
is the key. You're not alone, and you're not on your own island. Stop doing that. Stop thinking that way. We all have our own genius. Come together. Together.
Yes. It's all about community. And once you build your community, you have to also keep feeding your community.
Yes, right. Definitely.
Don't just build it and stop watering it.
And then you're gonna get the weeds. You're gonna get the dead
crabgrass
and all that stuff. And you got to go through. No. You're gonna see some things you don't want to see.
No, we don't want none of that. Okay, thank you. I gave at the office.
So with that, lady, we're gonna sign off, but not until next Tuesday. We'll be back, me and Barbara. Thank you again, Mary. This has been amazing. I'm telling you, you have to come back. You're family now. You can always come back. We can have some more talk about what you do and the basically the wisdom that you have too with that. And then anything else that's coming up for you within your world. So we would love to have you again.
I do. Well, join me tomorrow on Soulful Discussions. You can find that on my website at perfectsilhouette.com. And I would love to, it's tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. That's Soulful Discussions. I'll be there.
Cool beans.
Cool beans. Well, with that said, we will see you next Tuesday, everybody. Time to shine. Happy show. Where we always tell you what we always say, Barbara. What's we say?
We're making happiness the norm rather than the exception. And so if you have laughed today, then we've accomplished our mission for today.
With that said, wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, guys.